Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. I welcome you all to the 518th meeting of Deshpande Education Trust Toastmasters Club. I am Toastmaster Sandeep and I will be the Sergeant at Arms for this meeting. And today's theme is about in the parallel universe. Before we dive into this themed meeting, I would like to frame some ground rules to be followed in this meeting. Please make sure that your mobile phones are and your electronic devices are in silent mode or in a vibration mode, as it may affect the speaker on the stage. Please do that. And please avoid crosstalks in between when the speaker is on the stage. And please use designated dustbin for any trashes. And please don't talk about sex, religion, politics, as well as age in your speeches, as it may hurt some people's emotions. And please respect the time as well as the timer when he is serving his role. And now it's time to call upon the person who we call as the president of our club. For this, we are having a person who is a senior in our Toastmaster club as a Toastmaster, but his soul is very, he is very down to earth. So he used to tell everything to me. He is like my brother. So with a big round of applause, please help me in welcoming Toastmaster Nitish as the president of our meeting. Secret report. Secret report.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. Thank you. So we have some few guests in the meeting. Let me know who introduced to the club. What is your name and what do you do? Let me know from the little kid here. Thank you. Thank you so much. May I know about yourself? Thank you. Can we know about yourself? Thank you. Let us know what happened in the previous meeting. We have our acting secretary, Toastmaster Khushi. Okay. So with this, I open meeting number 528 open. In the parallel universe, all the Toastmasters here, I want to ask you one thing. How many of you have heard the stories from your grandmas? Anybody? Good. I remember my grandma, when I was in my 7 years, I asked her one question. Grandma, you was born in a golden spoon, but the lifestyle you are living now is entirely different. The 7-year-old kid, I was so curious, where her father was so rich, was known to the entire town of Gadag. I asked her, may I know what is that story in your childhood where you lived? She told, in her childhood days where she lived, her father was not even he was not even allowing my grandma to wear a slipper. He was only insisting to wear shoes. If she has to buy ice cream, it has to be brought from the preferred ice cream shop. My grandma had so much dreams. She wanted to study law. She had so much dreams. Guess at what age she was married? Any guesses? Exactly. She was married to a middle class man at the age of 14. Do you really think a middle class and a high class could really work out? It could, but she always took the roti what we told when she was in her father's house. She always took the border of the roti where we call it as a thick one. She used to remove that and eat. But in her husband's house, it was reverse. What was left out, that has to be eaten. I asked her the question like, how did you survive? She had attempted for suicide for 2 times, but still she was. She lived it for the moment, like for the children she had. She used to work for her father. So her father was from a printing press background and he had his own printing press. What we call it as a binding, it was sent to her house and she used to bind it and she used to get 15 rupees for the bundle of what she binded. I asked her this simple question, this 7-year-old kid. Ever did you feel a regret of being in a middle class house? Because she has seen so much poverty, she told one thing. How many of you believe in karma? Good, excellent. She told, grandson, the karma what might be not from this generation. I believe in karma from the past generation. Second is, whatever I have, I will accept it. Dear Toastmasters, she had her business in the age of 60. My grandfather entirely changed at the age of 45. My grandfather surrendered to my grandmother. Whatever mistakes I have done was a mistake. I asked my grandmom, what is that secret? Can you tell me? She didn't really know what is universe. Of course, it's a new English word to her. But she always believed what she thinks it could bounce back her. So one mantra what she taught me is what we believe in is gonna be get us back. So she believed the day is gonna come back. She might not live in where she lived in his father's house, but she lived there's gonna be day where I will have a great day to live. Please. You say, please, can we have some chairs? Thank you for this. So, dear Toastmasters and all the guests, what is takeaway in my life from my grandma? I had 4 dreams in my life. First, when I was a kid, I thought of becoming a doctor. Then I thought of becoming a pilot. Then changed to becoming a mathematics teacher. Now I'm a designer. So many dreams. I asked my grandma, what is this? I couldn't fulfill any of these 3 dreams. Being a doctor, being a mathematics teacher, pilot, nowhere related to each other. My grandma told, if the destiny meets somewhere, you'll surely get what you want. So the 3 things, what we all need to keep in mind is, in the law of this parallel universe, one is we don't get what really we want in life. We might get it in the other form. The person you want in life, you might not get it, but you might have a lessons from those persons. You might get it in the form of other person. You had so many failures in life, but if you believe in universe, what you wish, there will be a form of success in the other form. So this is my take in the form of the parallel universe. So with this, I have some few guests in the meeting. I know what is your name, who introduced you to the club, and what to do. Can we have from you, please? Thank you, ma'am. May I know what about it? Thank you. Thank you. Can I know about yourself? Tonight. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Can we have the door closed, please? Thank you, guys, for being for this meeting. To take this meeting forward, we have someone known as the Toastmaster of the Day. He's not just a teacher. He's a guru for 42,000 subscribers to teach how to learn English. So, dear Toastmasters and guests, help me in welcoming Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Mahmadhusen as a Toastmaster of the Day.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. This is Toastmaster Mahmadhusen, and I am the Toastmaster of the day for today's meeting. As you can see, the theme for today's meeting is in the parallel universe. So just think of how different your life would have been if you had made a different decision. Let's go back in time. Once you're done with your 10th standard, some of you made a choice to go ahead with commerce. Some of you decided to do science. Some of you decided to do engineering. Just take a moment and think of how different it could have been if you had just made one different decision. And would somebody like to share how your life would have been? Anyone from the audience? Sandeep? Great, great. You wanted to share something. Great, sir. Great. Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing your views. Let me tell you my story. When I was done with my 10th standard, I was one of the toppers of my school. And most of my friends, they wanted to do ITI. There was a course called ITI. So just like most of my friends, I wanted to be with them and I wanted to study the same. As I turned out to be one of the toppers, most of the people and relatives advised me to not to do that. So I changed my decision. So I decided to do commerce by chance. I liked it very much. I was fortunate to have a great teacher who just made me fell in love with accountancy. And that was the subject that terrified me when I was taking admission because I was too weak in English. So that was the only subject in commerce which was completely taught in English. So he taught it so nicely that I ended up becoming one of the top student in my college, scoring 100 in that subject. And I loved it. And everybody thought now I would continue to do the commerce or BCom once I'm done with my 12th standard. But I don't know, though I was a very good student, good at accounts, good at other subjects which we had in commerce, I decided to do something different again. Just one decision I made. I decided to do arts. Sir wanted to do arts, he did not do that. But I did that, though most were against my decision. Now tell me what I would have been doing if I decided to do ITI after my 10th standard. Most probably, I would have studied that course for 2 years with my friends, and then I would be working in a company somewhere doing some mechanical work, which is completely different from what I'm doing. And after my 12th standard, I decided to do arts. So what I would have done if I had continued to do commerce? Most probably, I would have been working in a company just as a private employee. So at that point, I wanted to be a government employee. So I decided to do arts. And soon, 2 years later, I decided to not to do that. So I was confused. I have no idea what to do. I was just wasting my time. And one of my friends, he came to me and he told, let's start a YouTube channel. And at that time, I only thought about money. So I was most worried about, just tell me how we can make money out of it. I'm not interested in creating videos and all that. Tell me if we can make money out of it, only then we will go ahead and we'll do that. And I had zero knowledge of how to start even a YouTube channel. And somehow he told me that you will make a lot of money through AdSense and all that like this. And we just started. And as I got started with that, what motivated me, what inspired me was the kind of comments I get. When you make an impact in somebody's life, and if you receive a positive feedback, a positive comment about your work, so that is the biggest motivation you'll ever have in your life. So if you see my life, a lot of changes, a lot of changes. So I just kept doing whatever I wanted. I had no plans, didn't think too much about the life, just started doing what I wanted, whatever came my way. So here I am today, I'm YouTuber with 43,000 subscribers. It was a wonderful journey. So the reason why I'm able to speak in front of you with such confidence is again that YouTube channel itself. If I had done just ITI, would have been just working somewhere in a company, doing some mechanical work, changing tires and doing all that. It's not a bad work, by the way, but I would not have had this opportunity to be a speaker and to convey my thoughts and ideas in front of people confidently. So this is what a different and a parallel universe would have been in my case. This is my perspective on the topic. So now there are a lot of guests in today's meeting. So I will quickly take you through how a meeting, a typical Toastmaster meeting runs. We have 3 segments. And before that, let me tell you, this International Toastmaster, it was founded by Ralph C. Smedley in the year 1924. So now this International Toastmaster has more than it is now had presence in more than 140 plus countries. And coming to our club, known as DET Toastmasters Club, which was founded by 3 friends, Toastmaster V. Narayan Kulkarni, Toastmaster Sanjay Kulkarni, and Toastmaster Manjunath Hiremat. And coming to our typical Toastmaster meeting, it has 3 segments. It begins with something called prepared speeches, where members come prepared and they deliver speeches based on their pathways, and which is followed by the second segment, table topics, which is conducted by a person called table topic master, where a topic is given to members as well as the guest, and the guest and the members are supposed to speak on the theme for 1 to 2 minutes. And then comes the last segment, known as evaluation, and where everything from the start to the end, every speeches, every table topic and every role taker is evaluated by our team called Taggle team, which is headed by general evaluators. So this is how a typical Toastmaster meeting looks like. So now to take this meeting forward, so I would like to introduce a person who is the general evaluator of our today's meeting. And she is a confident and energetic dancer, and she is an aspiring entrepreneur. So help me welcome our today's general evaluator, Toastmaster Amrutha, with a big round of applause.
A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I can't hear the energy. A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Yes, that's the energy. Now I would like to ask one question to one and all present here. Whenever you go to trips and when you return back to home, do you really express your feelings? How was the trip? How was it? Like, which was too good? Which was could be a better one? Who feels? Please raise up the hands. Yeah, that's where my role resonates with it. My role as a general evaluator, where I evaluate complete full meeting, which was good and which could be even done in a better way. And this is done with the help of Taggle team. Taggle, where T stands for timer, A stands for R counter, G stands for grammarian, and L stands for listener. So now let's move to our Taggle team. So the very first Taggle team, that is timer. Now I would like to call the person who is perceived as MBA and is a great businessman. Please help me in welcoming Toastmaster Pratham Kothari on the stage. Okay, maybe Pratham is out of the house. Let's go to the second role. So the second R counter role, which is taken by the very great Toastmaster of this club, he's a very down to earth, and whenever he takes up the role, he is very kind to everybody. Please help me in welcoming Toastmaster Nandessh on the stage.
Kind of describe me as a word.
Yeah. So today I'll be playing the role of a counter. How does it feel? Pathetic, right? So I'm here to tell you that not to do such things because it feels awkward and to the audience as well as to yourself. So I'm here to correct you as the counter for the day, and I'll be noting down the filler words and the long pauses used and reporting back whenever the GE, that's Toastmaster of the general evaluator, calls me back to the stage. Thank you.
Thank you for the introduction, Toastmaster Nandessh. As Pratham was missing for the last role, let's call him again. Please give your introduction, Toastmaster Pratham on the stage.
Good evening, everyone. So today I will be playing the role of the timer, where my duty is to note down the timings of whoever comes on the stage and whatever the time they will be taking to complete their speech. So the slabs go like this. For the speaker who is giving the prepared speeches, it is 5 to 6 minutes. When 5 to 7 minutes. When 5 minutes is completed, I'll show the green card. When 6 minutes, I'll show the yellow card. And when 7, I'll show the red card. Until it goes to 7:30, that is the grace period of 30 seconds, I will be showing the red card. And if someone crosses 7:30, then that would be considered as disqualified. And even before 5, that would be considered as disqualified. For table topics, who crosses the time period is
1 to 2 minutes. 1 minute is the green card, 1.5 is the yellow card, and 2 minutes is the red card. 30 seconds grace period. Same it goes, like 230 plus is disqualified, and less than 1 minute would be disqualified. And for the evaluator, the time period is 5 to 7 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, where the time slab goes as 2, 2.5, and 3, and grace. There is icebreaker too. There is icebreaker. Yeah, so the icebreaker goes from 3 to 6 minutes, 4 to 6 minutes. That is 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and 6 minutes. 30 seconds grace. Thank you. बोला ना तो
Thanks for the introduction, Toastmaster Pratham. So the next role is Grammarian, where this person is pursuing his BBA in KLE. Please help me in welcoming Toastmaster Raghav on the stage.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I'm Toastmaster Raghav Agrawal as a grammarian for today's meeting. As a grammarian, my role is to appreciate the good usage of language and correct errors if any. And also, my role is to introduce the word of the day. And the word of the day is ruminate. The word means to think deeply about something, often for a long time. It also refers to repeatedly going over the same thoughts. Example, she sat by the window ruminating on her life choices. He tends to ruminate over mistakes he made years ago. Thank you. I'll come back with my whenever a member or a speaker uses the word of the day, I request the audience to encourage with us by snapping their fingers. Thank
Thanks for the introduction, Toastmaster Raghav. And the last role of the tagger is listener. So this person is working in a NGO where her smile is very pretty, and she loves to take each and every role happening in Toastmasters. Please help me in welcoming Toastmaster Fida on the stage.
Thank you, Amrutha. A slight correction. I don't work in NGO. I am a medical writer. I work at IQVIA, a corporate company. So, yes, good evening, dear Toastmasters and dear guests. I'm Fida Kazmi Kazi, and I'm here stepped into a listener's role. So what I do is I listen to every speeches and grab some information and frame questions. Later, when Amrutha calls me up, general evaluator calls me up, I'll then list out all the questions, and the first one to answer will get a treat from me. So I hope you're excited for this. I have modified it for some more fun. Let's meet you at the later session. Thank you all.
So this is all about my taggle team. I request everybody, whenever the speaker talking on the stage, please do not interfere with them or in between the audience. So now let's move back to the next segment. I'll handle my stage to Toastmaster of the day, that is Toastmaster Mahmadhusen.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amrutha, for introducing you and your taggle team. So now we have some guests. I want you to introduce yourself by answering 3 simple questions. What's your name? What do you do? And who introduced you to the club? Great. Great, great. Okay, thank you. So now it's time to get started with the first segment of the meeting, which is prepared speeches. So today we have 3 speeches, and the first one is icebreaker. So before I introduce our today's first speaker, can I request the evaluator of Toastmaster Eshan to read out the objectives of the speech?
Purpose of an icebreaker is to introduce reason for abject failure. There are the basic thought process.
Thank you. Our today's first speaker is an extremely extroverted person. He is trying to discover the share market with zero money invested, and he is an aspiring entrepreneur and inspiring speech crafter for twice. So help me welcome our today's speaker, Toastmaster Eashan, with a big round of applause. Wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
Just a second, everybody. So we have a tradition that we follow in Toastmasters. Once our speaker completes his icebreaker speech, we will stand up and give standing ovation to it.
Just this way. Right? Timer, just let me know when I can start. Ego has a very fine line. When in that line, you can directly achieve success. But if you by mistakenly even manage to cross that line, it's the fine direction of attitude, egoism, and your failure. That's what I have learned in the past 18 years. Namaskara, Hubli! And Namaskara, DET! So this is your Eshan Malani in front of you to give a small icebreaker. So the reason why I was very loud is people generally term me as a loud person, as someone who has a high-pitched voice. I say, yaar, I have an Adam's apple. That's why I'm having high-pitched voice. My topics, I have chosen one topic for my pitch, my icebreaker, that is redemption arc. Who can believe a 18-year-old guy in past 18 years has seen 2 redemption arcs from the top to bottom to top to bottom to top to bottom. I always want to go to a roller coaster ride, but my life, it's God who has already shown me the biggest roller coaster life of mine. Let me introduce you all to the first redemption arc of my life. At a nascent age of 3 months, when I was just 3 months old, I was diagnosed with bronchopneumonia, a condition wherein I had to stay in the hospital for nearly 21 days at the age of 3 months. I wasn't able to breathe. But as a fighter, I decided I'll fight, even though I couldn't, but still my body decided, my subconscious mind decided, let's fight this sail through. I growing up, coming up from a traditional background, an orthodox family. Some things that always prevail, being a Marwadi, is शादी कब करोगे, business में आना है, ये आना है, वो आना है. So I always ruminated. While ruminating, every time I had one thing in my mind was, how do I live my life ahead? Till the age of 10, I have been hospitalized for nearly 6 to 8 times. I have seen 10 fractures till the age of 10. But I wasn't a naughty person, I was just too delicate enough because I was a premature baby. Moving ahead, I learned a lot in my life. But there was one more phase in my life, which was the actual turning phase of my life. At the lowest point, once at the age of 13, when I left my school, I had no one to talk to. I would sit in a room for 3 to 4 days without anyone to talk to. That was the time when I met my mentor of my life, the principal of my school, Dr. Shubhangi More from KLE School, Harvard. It changed me as a person from an extremely nerd kind of an introvert guy to a very dynamic extrovert person that I am today. The only difference in between this phase was earlier I was with specs and this time I was having my specs out. And that was the time I decided to give this time a final drop off and start with a new phase. This was the redemption arc 1 of my life. I started a new phase, joining BIS, becoming the president of Rotary Club of my school, and also being elected as the district in charge representative for the Rotary Club district Hubli Dharwad, but unfortunately getting no consent from my family. This was a time when an aspiring engineer or an aspiring cricketer decided, this is not for you, boss. You have to become an entrepreneur. At 9th standard, I was the person with my team in KLE School Dharwad who brought up this model of United Nations for the first time in the city of Hubli Dharwad. Everything was going good, but suddenly, as they say, life had some other plans. The beautiful phase of my life came to end, and I had to throw this off like anything. Because my 10th was over, I had a farewell, and I was just sent to my granny's place, or like maternal grandparents' place, and that was a village. In a village, a city boy who keeps seeing Shark Tank as fun and just watches informational channels on TV, it was very difficult. A person who would speak to each and every person in the school, and my principal once told my mother that he is one of those guys in our school who everybody knows. I had no one to speak to, left all alone in my maternal grandparents' house. Their ideologies didn't match with me, and I decided this is not the place for me. But something good happened to me in this phase was I had to travel every month. From ever since October 23, I haven't seen a single month where I haven't traveled for like at least one time a month. Recently, I was in Delhi. At a point of time when I had a surgery scheduled just 15 days to today, I wasn't even able to get out of my room. That was the extreme low I was at. Such an extreme low, no one to speak to. My 17th birthday, just 2 people beside me. But the 18th one was different. I decided this is not for you, boss. You are a fighter. You have to make a comeback like a fighter. And the best inspiration at that time were 3 people. Shreyas Iyer at his lowest point, Hardik Pandya at his lowest point, and Mr. Dipinder Goyal. I finally decided I take flights. Let's have a redemption arc too. Within this redemption arc, 3 days ago, I had been interviewed by the top educator of India, Mr. Varun Limay, giving a VC pitch to Tariq Mustafa, the Tariq Mustafa. And so much so that getting appreciated by my mentor was something too different. 18th birthday was different. Having 5 people who care for me, for my life, beside me, such a wonderful club with me, especially a special thanks to this person. And something that has always taken with me for this life is mocktails, because that is what I love. So to the mocktails and to Eshan Vikrant Malani. That's my icebreaker, signing off. Entrepreneur Eshan Vikrant Malani. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ishan, for filling the room with energy. Thank you so much once again. So now it's time to invite our second speaker. Before I could invite him, I request the evaluator of Toastmaster Sandeep to read out the objectives of the project and the speech.
Second speaker, every level 2 project to purpose of his speech is the member to identify his or her primary leadership. And the purpose is for the member to share of his or her primary leadership and discuss health in general. I want to speak the accidental rise of a leader. The accidental rise. My speaker has asked for a specific examination. Those like language, whether the content is to the audience
Thank you, Toastmaster Ruchita. Talking to our second speaker, what I came to know about him was he's a person who always loves traveling. And an interesting fact that I got to know about him was he's like a part-time engineering student and full-time stock market investor. So help me welcome our next speaker, Toastmaster Sandeep, with a big round of applause. All the best.
Leadership can't be taught, it is learned. I repeat, leadership can't be taught, it is learned. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. Before I begin my speech, I would like to ask few questions. Please raise your hand if you ever thought of applying for an IPO in 57 different demat accounts for a single IPO. Have you ever tried for that? Okay. The story begins with a one goal, to apply for an IPO which was looking very interesting and very lucrative in terms of retail investor perspective. So without thinking further, I took that opportunity. I started with my own account. I applied for that IPO with my own account, and then I thought, why to stop at one when I can go for a world domination? So I called my brother, sister, cousin, friends and family, and the people I didn't spoke with them since 10th class. And that's when the directive leadership came into my life. I called them and I told, I don't care if you don't know what exactly an IPO is. I just need your PAN card, demat account details and OTP. At that point of time, I was like a Modi of IPO. One man, one mission and one deadline. And one of my bro asked me, bro, is this IPO is safe or what? And I replied, it is safer than your relationship, I promise. But soon I hit a wall. Too many accounts, too little time, and worst of all, OTP delay. So at one point of time, I got to know that I can't do this all alone, because one of my friends used to call me. I felt like I was running a government office, because one of my friends called me and said that, bro, OTP is not yet came. And another used to call me and say, bro, do we get any salaries for applying for this IPO? At that point of time, I realized that I can't do this all alone. I need to involve my team. So that's when I shifted my directive leadership style to participative leadership style. And I told my team that now it's time to level up, guys. Now you apply, I will guide you. And I felt like teaching a kindergarten kids to how to fill an exam form, because one of my friends don't know how to wear the exact invest button in the display, and one is applying for an IPO without turning on his internet, and one is calling me, bro, IPO means Indian police officer. Do we applying for any post in Indian police officers? But slowly, step by step, they learned. They started applying for an IPO, and even they started sharing IPO related news in WhatsApp. By day 3, I was tired. My hands were tired of entering OTPs in my phone, and my legs were tired of running towards my boring engineering classes. And my brain, it was fed up like anything with the stuff is happening with me. That's when I shifted my participative leadership style to delegative leadership style. So I created a WhatsApp group named IPO Gangsters, and I added few members, my friends, family, and the people who were having demat account with them. And I shared some steps to be followed, how to apply for an IPO. And even I have sent some screenshots and voicemails saying that, hi, this is IPO investor Sandeep, and here is the steps how you can apply for that IPO. Telling that. But they started applying for IPO and they succeed in applying that. At the end of the third day, I am succeeded in applying 57 different demat accounts for single IPO. Even though my target is to apply more than 70 IPOs, but I succeed in applying 57 different accounts. At the very next day, the allotment came. Can anybody guess how many accounts got allotted in out of 57 accounts? Can a random guess from you? 50? Not more than. For my luck, I got 13 allotments out of 57 accounts. And only IPO investors can believe how hard it is. On that day, I earned 1,04,600 rupees, that too within a week. That's not important. The important thing is I didn't richer, but I was a leader. So to celebrate this, I took my friends to a restaurant. I paid the bill, and I gifted green plants to everyone who were applied for that IPO for me. And the transformation from their life perspective, they started asking me about stock related questions in my chats, and that's what transformation leadership is. So in my conclusion, leadership styles have different forms. Be directive when time is short, be participative when you want to grow with your team, and be delegative when you trust your team, and be transformative if you want to make changes in others lives. And if you are like me, then please start investing in IPOs. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sandeep, for such a funny and engaging speech. So now it's time to move ahead to the next speech. So before I invite our third speaker, I would request the evaluator to read out the objectives of the project. Thank you, Toastmaster Afaq. Our next speaker is somebody who wishes to experience the sense of self-accomplishment. Yes, it proves that she has been the club level international speech contest winner. It's none other than Toastmaster Khushi. Help me welcome our speaker, Toastmaster Khushi, with a big round of applause.
I just request all of you just to turn around so that the screen is visible to you. Can I put off the lights? Yeah. No? Completely? Put it off? Yeah, do it. That is fine. If someone told you
just 200 years ago that managing your money would be reduced to a few taps on something called a smart screen or a digital screen down the linears, trust me, people would have either laughed it out or shifted themselves into a state of total perplexity. Fast forward to today, what once seemed a fiction is now a reality. From transferring your funds to investing in stocks and even applying for loans, all of this is possible effortlessly from the comfort zone of your space. This is the reality of the hard, groundbreaking field of financial technology known as fintech. Let me just pause. Fintech has been a force that has been disrupting the way we interact with financial services in the most positive and the interesting manner. But hold on. Where did this all start from? How did it start? The 2008 financial crisis was a wake-up call for the sector of finance. It literally exposed the inefficiencies of the traditional banking system and paved the way for the bold and innovative startups to rewrite the rules in this particular sector. And since then, these disruptors have been revolutionizing the financial sector, creating solutions that are accessible, user-friendly, and efficient. The three USPs of the financial sector that is the need of the hour. Now let's understand what is fintech in actual sense. What fintech really means. It basically means a fusion of finance and technology. It's a one-time solution for the modern generation, catering their high and ever-growing demands for convenience. Now let's talk about the Indian origin companies in this particular sector like PhonePe, PayPal, Creds and Upstocks who have been embedded with their presence in our daily life in the ways we don't even realize because they make our financial transactions effortless. Now that we know what they do, it's important to understand what's the formula behind their success in this particular sector. Let's talk about the features of fintech. Number one being innovation. Fintech firms thrive on disruptive technology like artificial intelligence, big data analytics, and blockchains. And these companies use technological softwares to design their financial products and services in ways that were unimaginable at one point of time. Next one is cost efficiency. Many of the fintech firms have lower operating costs. Now, what does a low operating cost mean? It simply means the additional cost that a company incurs while providing the financial service or product to their consumers. Meanwhile, when these fintech firms have a lower overhead cost than the traditional banking system, it directly allows them to afford the transaction costs, the loan interest, and other financial services at a very cheaper rate. Third feature is the accessibility. This is one of the game-changing features of fintech firms. Accessibility, when you talk about accessibility, fintech firms have actually democratized the total banking system. With a smartphone and an internet connection, individuals are now able to access the services that were limited once only to the traditional bank account holders. And ultimately, the fourth one is the personalization feature. Fintech firms have very smartly leveraged the customer database. They simply use data analytics and data science techniques to analyze the customer database and cater and design their services or products in a way which satisfies every individual's preferences, requirements. And this makes the individual's decisions easier and they are able to make smarter financial decisions thereon. Now that we've understood the success behind these fintech firms, definitely success always has a negative impact or a threat to another sector. So a threat that is holding to the traditional banking systems are as follows. First one being the loss of market share. We are all living a generation called a digital first solution system. Now, the traditional banking system can conveniently see that they're losing their customer base, especially among the younger generation like us, because we go for more agile and innovative solutions. When we compare the generations, the older generation actually looks for a one-to-one connection, and that is where it is available in the traditional banking systems. And we as youngsters, we look for a virtual and a convenience-based preference, and that is available in the fintech firms. So there is this gap which is being filled by these fintech firms, and that is where these traditional banking systems are lagging behind. Second one is the diminished relevance. As I mentioned, the younger generation, the modern generation is looking for speed, convenience, and a little more of personalization in everything that we own. And they expect the same with the fintech firms as well, in the financial services as well. But the traditional banking system are not able to cope up with the expectation, and that is where they fade into the background. Number three is reduced profit margins. As I mentioned earlier, that fintech firms have leaner structure. That is the reason they are able to provide cheaper rates to their consumers. But whereas if the traditional banks try to compete with the fintech firms in putting their leaner structures lean, they will be able to face the problem of operational functionality, because the traditional banking systems will not be able to cope up with the profit margin, and that is where they lag behind. Now, talking about the last part of this fintech revolution, the era of a future fintech firms. Do the traditional banks actually going to disappear? Not necessarily. If instead of this rivalry, the banks and the fintech firms can go for a collaboration, work together, and create a hybrid financial model system, which will be a combination of security, regulations, and also digital fluency. Because fintech revolution is for a permanent reason. It's not just a passing trend that's going to be like there on social media. So I would like to conclude by saying that let's embrace this exciting era that is coming ahead. Let us be vigilant and at the same time have a vision towards financially smarter decision making actions. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Toastmaster Khushi, for such an informative speech. So now we are done with the first segment of the meeting. So it's time to get started with the second segment, which is known as table topic. So now to conduct this session, I would like to invite a person, and this person, he always brings energy to the meeting, especially whenever he is the table topic master. So he's a young business entrepreneur. So help me welcome our today's table topic master, Toastmaster Pranav.
Somewhere, something incredible is waiting for you. I repeat, somewhere, something incredible is waiting for you guys. I can see the smile on every on faces. Yeah. So a warm good evening to my fellow Toastmasters and guests. Good evening. Yeah. So whenever I am asking this good evening, everyone are loud, because in past meetings I am saying energy, energy, energy. So everyone are loud. I felt very really happy. So today I am the table topic master,
for this meeting, and my role is to be. I have different topics bought from my home, and so I will be picking some random people from the crowd. Might be the guest, might be a member. So I will be giving he or her a topic. So he or she need to speak on that topic for minimum for 1 minute and maximum for 2 minutes 30 seconds. At 1 minute, the timer will be showing green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, he will be showing the yellow card. And lastly, at 2 minutes 30 seconds, he will be showing. Okay, 2 minutes. He will be showing the red card, and he will be holding the card till the 30 seconds is done. And whoever will speak below 1 minute or maximum up to 2 minutes or 2 minutes 30 seconds, he or she will be disqualified. So, are you ready for the table topics?
Yes.
Yeah, and the crowd is also really good, and I like it. So, any volunteer? Oh. In a parallel universe, Toastmasters meeting are held in outer space. Outer space. How does that affect your speeches? I repeat, in a parallel universe, Toastmasters meeting are held in outer space. How does that affect your speech, Toastmaster Eshan?
I know Toastmaster Pranav, you took a long time to find the topic for me because we had some conversation earlier. But anyways, this is how a meeting would go in the outer space because there is zero gravity, boss. So there would be no communication at all. We would be like, in fact, you can't just even see me because we are having those glasses such opaque that nothing inside can be seen, but everything out can be seen outside. So that is the first thing that would happen. Secondly, no one would be able to sit here. Just try to do whatever action you can do in the outer space. Someone would be flying like this. Someone would be crawling like this, or just trying to make their balance. That is the second thing that would happen. Now, when we are in outer space, are we even humans? Are we even humans? We are aliens here. So over there, what we would be doing, there is one very famous, podcast comedy guy who just comes and keeps doing stupidities on the podcast. So he's like, "Aapko pata hai? Aliens nahi hote." That means there are no aliens. It is something sent by NASA. So here people will be thinking, what are these NASA guys doing in the outer space? That is going to happen. And our sergeant at arms, he always gets, wonderful delicacies. We always get wonderful delicacies from this guy in the meeting. Now, what would you bring here? Would you bring pulao, biryani, or water molecules or water balls? But that's, a different thing to discuss. So in the parallel universe, and our Mr. Mahmadhusen, sir, Toastmaster Mahmadhusen, he won't even be able to record. So in the parallel universe, there can be no Toastmaster meeting, and you have given this topic just to irritate me. So what would happen in the parallel universe? We would just be dancing like this, holding our phones, holding this, and our phones would be the, projectors basically showing the text. And I don't know even if we would be able to read that or not, because to even read, you need to sit and learn. That cannot happen in, outer space. So I hope such a parallel universe never comes, and I hope everyone wants to never see such a parallel universe. So that's it from my side, and guys, please don't expect for such a parallel universe, even in your dreams. Thank you, Toastmaster.
The energy we can see in Toastmaster Eshan is crazy, isn't it? Yeah. And he was asking me to give a topic. So I told volunteer, he came. Yeah, it was a good take. And we will be not humans out in the space. We will be flying like anything. So best, we'll have the meetings here only itself on the earth. Yeah. So Next, I would like to call DTM Preeti, ma'am. If school and work didn't exist in a parallel world, how would people spend their time? I repeat, if school or work didn't exist in a parallel world, how would people spend their time?
If school and work both did not exist in a parallel world, how would people spend their time? Wouldn't it be just like you, and maybe you? I mean, a couple of us, even if are going to school, are not present in school. And even if we are working, not working, I'll tell you how. Instagram, Facebook, and any form of social media, what has it made today? No one, the person who is in school as a student is not in school, and the person who is at workplace is not at workplace. I'll give you both the examples. The other day, I was called in one of the renowned schools of Hubli to give a talk. And while I was giving a talk, what do you expect? Just like people who are sitting here, there is eye contact, they're smiling at you, and you feel like talking to them. But there, most of the people, though in school, were looking at their gadgets, the hidden gadgets which teachers were not observing because there was a speaker on stage. Now at workplace, I just entered and one of the security guards there, I was looking around for someone to make some marking in the book that I have come for the register to be filled. But she was looking at her mobile. I took the register, I wrote, and I came, but she didn't even see me. So people at work are not at work, and people in school are not at school. So it is just like how we are today. But we are humans, we are not in a parallel universe, we are here. And this is an emotional world, isn't it? So eye contact is important. Connection with emotions is important. A beautiful smile to make me feel that yes, I'm being observed is important. The love and connections with families and bonds is important. So please, school and work is school and work. Have some Instagram time for you, have some social media time for you, but not always. Because we are not in a parallel world and we are in the real world. And the real world belongs to emotional beings. Over to you.
Thank you, ma'am, as the expert from you. So next, I would like to call our first person, Nitish. In a world where water had alcoholic properties, how would your life would be? In a world where water had alcoholic properties, how would your life would be? Yes, master.
If world was not with the water, but with the alcohol. Sorry, pardon, we have a parents here, but apologize. I'll take this permission. I wouldn't take my permission from my mom or dad that I'm going out for a drink. If I'm going to Goa, if my mom is taking me a promise that you'll not drink, I couldn't promise, or even she couldn't ask me. When I had been to Goa, there was one person who's a non-drinker. And this person, bro, we are at Goa, man. We have to. What is this? No, we cannot. We don't have these restrictions where friends, anybody in this room, when we had gone for a party, would have restrictions from your friend. You can just rise. I know, like you don't want to show you're a drunkard, but it could be no restrictions from a friend that you shouldn't drink. because we have a pure alcohol. Lastly, think of this room, how it could be. Thanks around. No one could be as stable, and hopefully the doctors could make much more money than any others. And there could be more of dead bodies than living beings. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nitish, for that wonderful take on that. And now I would like to call our guest. I think so, Sanvi. Yeah. If you could get a chance to become educational minister for one day, what all changes you would love to bring and why? I repeat, if you could get a chance to become educational minister for one day, what all changes would you love to bring and why?
So, if I was an education minister, I would first remove that the X thing which is going on from the 9th grade. That is for sure. And all those physics formulas and all. And I would involve the thing like something creative things, like all people likes to do, like kind of like hobbies, which education minister is not a very easy thing for sure. Like topics such as I would like to bring is creative things for sure, and yeah, that's it.
Can we give a huge round of applause for that? So as she has attended first meeting and she came on stage and spoke for the topic for the first time. Kudos to you on that. So now I would like to call our guest. Yeah, please. If you had a reset button to go back and be a small child, which naughtiness incident you will be repeated to do that? Repeat to do that once more. So can I repeat? Yeah. If you had a reset button to go back and be a small child, what will be that one incident you want to do one more time? Any incident or something?
Right, try my best. So, hi. If I want to reset my starting life, so I'll go back I'll do the thing that I want to make in future. That in today's life, I'm facing the problem is, see, if you want to achieve something, you need to be prepared before only. So yeah, that's all for today. Huh? No, that's not problem. Sorry, I'm facing some little. So this is my first problem.
Thank you for that. And yeah, same as that, you achieved. You came on stage and spoke really well. Yeah, it's the first step. To, yeah, thank. I would like to call Toastmaster Sandeep. If you had a chance to meet Prahlad Joshi, what would you discuss with him about Hubli? I repeat, if you would have a chance to meet Prahlad Joshi, what would you discuss with him about? Yeah, politics. Politics. Sir, yes, sorry. If you would have a chance to meet Prahlad Joshi, what would he discuss? Any- But depends on the typical speaker.
Good evening once again. If I had a chance to meet our very own minister Prahlad Joshi, I would discuss about my business idea. Let me tell you a business idea. So he is a Ministry of Renewable Resources. I had a very interesting business idea. So I am from a village background. So I do agree that there are very unknown resources like agriculture wastage. So I had a plan to make biomass pellets, which is having huge demand in present scenario. So if I had a chance to meet Prahlad Joshi, I would ask him for any sanctions to be made for me to start the biomass pellets business, which is very essential for this world, just to control the pollution which is happening today. So I would ask him about the sanctions to get to me for that business, and I love to discuss about the topic, my business idea with him. That's my take.
I hope that he will sanction the money for you for your business. And yeah, it was good take. Now I would like to call our young and energetic boys sitting over there. Varsh, can you come? Yeah. Hands are too small. Yeah. So he's like I call him Varsh, and he's very confident. You can see that last meetings. So if you woke, if tomorrow you woke up as Varun Dhawan, how would your day be like? You getting that? Yeah. If tomorrow you woke up as Varun Dhawan or any film actor, your favorite film actor, how would your day be like? Got it right?
As tomorrow when I sleep and I wake up, I become as a film actor. The first reaction would be today's day will be related to transportation and acting. I'll be worried that how I'll be. As I'll be the actor, many people will call me to shoot a film. So, as I'll be actor, many people will call me to shoot any ads or some things. Then I'll be even energetic, and I'll be a little confident about. I'll be even confident and eager to learn the topics. If they will ask me to tell something about what the topic they ask, then people would tell my acting or the speech which I gave for their entertainment was very good. I'd be happy, and then first thing, uh, And the first thing when they would tell that I did a good acting would be I would call my friends and even the people who taught me many things and tell them thank you and give them a short party. And then I would be again excited to do some more activities tomorrow. Thank you.
So when he came for the last meeting, and it was his first meeting, when the table topic master called him on stage, his speech was really crazy. I became his fan. So now I'm the table topic, so I called him, and you guys all saw how he spoke. And he is a Toastmaster now, by the way. Like he's like yeah, craft and his language. We can see how he's freely speaking. So yeah, and next I would like to call the guest. Yeah. If you could live in a world where one thing is better, like no traffic or free food, what would it be? Yeah. If you could live in a world where one thing is better, example like no free food, any something, what would it be? Hmm. Rusheel, Rusheel, how do you say so? So first of all, guys, I stammer a lot, so please bear with me. And I've got some fair idea to what to tell. Yeah. So if there was anything that can you speak it away? Distribute. If you could live in a world where one thing is better, like no traffic, what would be? What would I think it'll be half days, school half days. Yeah, I think when I come home, half day मजे करूँगा, games खेलूँगा, and like mm, I'll do cycling, do some stunts and whatever and all, and that was something informative like animals or general knowledge. I love that stuff, and some space stuff. I really love space. Yeah, and I make many friends. Yeah, and join some new clubs like this one is really helpful. I'm saying it now. Thank you guys, and mm, no. थोड़ा कोडिंग सीखूंगा स्टॉक मार्केट स्टॉक मार्केट सीखूंगा और इसके बाद पीएसआई करूंगा और हाफ डेज घर आओ पढ़ो आराम से पढ़ो जेई नीट गया सब भाड़ में खुद आके घर आओ पढ़ो और अच्छे मार्क्स लेके आओ वो करो दैट्स ऑल गाइस थैंक यू Thank you, Rishi, for that topic, and we can see that he's very chill out person. I think so, like Eshan. Yeah, and like everyone are interested in trading and all. This came from Toastmaster Sandeep itself. And the last topic, I would like to call Toastmaster Ruchita. In a world where traveling was free, which places would you like to travel? I repeat, in a world where traveling was free, which places would you like to travel? Toastmaster Ruchita.
I guess I was awaited person to be answered for this question. Thank you so much, Table Topic Master. So the only place where I'm craving to be there is Meghalaya, because everyone nowadays, whenever I scroll Instagram, it's Meghalaya reels everywhere, like exploring the hidden gems. एक लोकल बंदे को लेके उठाओ, like take the local guy, someone from there, and just go explore those small little things where you can, even though people are not listening for you, nature is there for you to listen and make things better in your future days. Meghalaya, maybe Bali, I guess. I just love places where there is greenery more. There is more calm places where I can sit, I can write something, I can take coffees with my friends, I can sit around and talk to my friends, talk to families and complain as what I'm not getting. I'm not getting holidays these days due to my college. I'm unable to come to my DET. So that's the problem that I'm facing. So if I could travel freely, I'm definitely going to go there, spend time with my family. That first bucket list is to go to Meghalaya, and that's it for my bucket list. Thank you for the topic.
So Nitish and we'll finish it off. So how you enjoyed the topic? Yeah. I can see some are smiling, some are saying, "Karo yaar." So yeah, this was all about my role, and we'll have a break for 10 minutes. Yeah. So the time is 7:46. We'll back by 7:56. Yeah. Back to Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster Mahmadhusen.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pranav, for such a fun-filled table topic session. So now we will have a small break of 10 minutes. So hope we'll be back here by 7:56. Welcome back, everyone. So now this is the time to get started with our third segment of the meeting, which is evaluation. To evaluate the entire meeting and the speakers and the role takers, I would like to invite our general evaluator, Toastmaster Amrutha.
Once again, a very good evening, one and all present here. I'm back with my report. The meeting started exactly at 6:18. Okay, fine. Let's go with our Taggle team. First, we'll go with the speakers evaluation, then later we go with the Taggle team. So the very first speaker was Toastmaster Eshan. I request Toastmaster Eshan's evaluator to come on the stage. Okay. as Nandessh want to have some time to write on his script, so let's go with the second speaker's evaluator. I request Toastmaster Ruchita to come on the stage. Timer is ready. Safety in relationships can be offered or might not be, but my constructive feedback for my targeted speaker to Toastmaster Sandeep is well with safety and securities for his further speeches. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, also to my targeted speaker, Toastmaster Sandeep. Oh my God, what was that entry? What was that vocal varieties? What was that humor that my speaker, Toastmaster Sandeep, carried out till the last second? He had the great structure, good vocal variety, captured each audience's attention and kept it till the last minute. Opening of your speech with a great quote, and also the minute you greeted everyone, you had some questions to ask for, and that kept us connected from the start. Toastmaster Sandeep also accomplished the purpose and the objectives of his project, that was understanding his leadership styles through his own experiences and stories, which aligned the transitions of directive leadership style to participative, delegative, and to the final call, that is transformative. For me as an evaluator personally, I loved how beautifully you concluded and decided to change accordingly to the situation as and when it come to be the best leader, and which touched me till the end. To be the best orator and to be the best public speaker, I have a few suggestions to improvise on. I noticed a little change in the facial expressions and the confidence level after 3 minutes. During the first 2 minutes to 3 minutes, your energy was a little down. The expressions, the eye contact, and the stage movement over this area was missing. The call to action of the last saying, that was, if you are like me, then start investing in IPOs. So this could have been more impacted in a better way. Coming exactly middle of the stage, if you are like me, dear Toastmasters, repeating it again, if you are like me, then start investing in IPOs. Giving 1 to 2 seconds of time after that call to action would have been impacted a lot towards the audience, because if you have expressed your thoughts as your leadership style and you have convinced that to the audience, also the audience should make, and they should sit and understand that what was my leadership style. If Toastmaster Sandeep's style is this, then what is mine? So this impact and this observation in the audience mind should have been increased a lot. Improving on eye contact, stage usage, and the energy carried out till the last second is what to be added on. So this was it. Thank you so much. Back to the general body. Now I request Toastmaster Nandessh to give his report.
Good evening, everyone, and a special good evening to our target speaker, Toastmaster Eshan. Last meetings, listeners' role and grammarian's role, it may be, you can see the energy of the room when Toastmaster Eashan is on the stage. It shows a lot, it speaks a lot about him being 2 times speech crafter, even though his pitch was high, I did not see the consistency which was maintained throughout the speech, and I also felt that even though the purpose of the speech was served, I felt somewhere the structure of the speech was improper, and and even the stage usage was restricted to this part, and no doubt his language and vocal variety, his language and grammar were great. I feel that if he could improve his structure of the speech, the eye contact, and the pace and pitch of his voice, it would make him a great speaker. So that's it. Thank you.
Thanks for the report, Toastmaster Nandessh. Now I would like to call the third speaker, Evaluator Toastmaster Afaq, on the stage.
Yeah. The creator of a presentation of software, John Dunn, in the year 1981, warned us that presentation software should not be confused as a poor communicator's tool. It is an excellent communicator's tool. And that's what my target speaker, Toastmaster Khushi, has done today. She is an excellent speaker, extraordinary communicator, and she has chosen this as a project only suits to her skills. From the slide presentation is carried out, Toastmaster Khushi landed perfectly well right from the definition of the fintech. She has chosen, generally we are said to choose one aspect of a revolution or a technology. Toastmaster Khushi chose fintech, finances of a technology. That is a very wisdom and wise thing she did, right? From the definition of fintech and passing through the features of fintech and the discrepancies of the previous and the traditional finances. The second part of her speech, which I like, is the kind of a language she attributed towards every presentation of the skill. And she finished all the presentations of skill. I am not supposed to speak about the slides which she carried out. My evaluation would be how Toastmaster Khushi carried it out with respect to her objectives of her speech. She was very excellent in presenting by means of her language, communication, skill, and does she have the skill? Does she have the information of the financial technology? Yes, she has. Is she very skilled to present it as a project in her Toastmasters? Yes, she is. But having said all that, what I found from my favorite speaker is that she misses out on the very important part of that particular project. And that is my suggestion number 1 to her. As the speaker spoke about the entire financial technology, she could have warned us of the online frauds or the dark side of financial technology, which I found was missing. This has to be part of financial technology because it involves finance. If it is health technology, then something would be dark side. If it is something else, then it would be dark side. But since it is a financial technology, the dark side is people losing money. In India, in the year 2024, we have lost 12,000 crores. So that is something which the speaker could have brought in her speech. Secondly, data is very important. In a call for the action, the data, there could have been a data like how much of financially technology we are literate in India. That is, I think, around 18%. versus how much of USA is financially literate, like that is around 88%. So when you present slides, data also is very important. I think furthermore, as the slides were passing, I found that she, being a great speaker, she did not have pauses into her. Her communication was great, but did not have pauses in her speech versus to the slides. I think if you can look after that, then your speech was good. Thank you. Yeah.
So this was all about speakers evaluation. Let's move to Taggle team's report. So for very first, I request Toastmaster Pratham to give his report.
So, good evening, everyone. I'm back here with my report. So, in the opening address, the presidential address, the President Toastmaster Nitish has taken 6 minutes 13 seconds, and Eshan in his icebreaker has taken 6 minutes 14 seconds. Toastmaster Sandeep 5 minutes 35 seconds. Toastmaster Khushi 7 minutes 19 seconds. Table topic master in his introduction 1 minute 48 seconds. Table topics Toastmaster Eashan 2 minutes. DTM Preeti 2 minutes 3 seconds. Toastmaster Nitish 1 minute 32 seconds. Guest Sanvi 53 seconds and 0.52. Then Toastmaster Sandeep 1 minute 7 seconds. Guest Varsh 1 minute 31 seconds, and one more guest, I didn't get his name. Yeah, 52 seconds. Toastmaster Ruchita 1 minute 23 seconds. In your evaluation 3 minutes 16 seconds. Toastmaster Nandessh 1 minute 54 seconds, disqualified. Toastmaster Afaq 3 minutes 16 seconds. That's it. Which one? Yeah, so I was telling his itself. 52 seconds. उनका मैंने बोला 1 minute 35 seconds. इनका मैंने बोला 52 seconds. Huh? No, 1 and 2. 2 disqualification. Yeah. Sorry.
Next, our counter's report. I request Toastmaster Nandessh to give his report.
So good evening once again. I was given this role on spot, so I couldn't note our president's killer words. So I'll start with Toastmaster Pratham. 2 hours, 1 so, and 1 repetition of Toastmaster Raghav 1 Toastmaster Fida 3 hours, 1 Toastmaster Eashan only 1 Toastmaster Ruchita 1 plus 1 1 but and 5 plus ands. Toastmaster Sandeep 3 hours, 5 plus so and 5 plus ands, 1 but. Toastmaster Khushi, there was a repetition of words like now and actually, and 5 plus ands and 1 so. Toastmaster Pranav 5 plus as, 2 so's and 4 ums. Guest Sanvi, 5 plus hours. Guest Rusheel, right? Rusheel, 1 hour. Yes, thank you.
Now let's call Toastmaster Raghav to give his report.
Hello everyone, I'm back with my report. So the good usage of grammar was the word used resonate, orthodox family, and a quote somewhere something incredible is waiting for you. And some incorrect usage of grammar were OTP has not yet came. OTP has not yet received. With the stuff is happening with me. With the stuff which was happening with me, or with the stuff was happening with me. In my chats, in my DMs would be a better usage. He or her. It is actually him or her. A coffee would be better. The word is not, the sentence is not so correct. It would be better by saying drinking coffee or sipping coffee. Thank you. That was my and sorry. The word of the day was used by only one speaker, that is Toastmaster Eshan. Thank you.
Now let's come to the very important and exciting session, that is listeners report. Now I'll call Toastmaster Fida on the stage.
Good evening, dear Toastmasters and dear guests. Welcome again. I'm here with few questions. I've been ruminating what questions to be included and what not. So let's start with guests. First of all, let me give you an instruction. It would be easy for me to identify who is raising their hand first. Instead of raising, I thought we could all just stand up, and the first one to sit would be. So I request all of you to stand. Okay. For the guests, these questions are just for you. Okay. Hope you are ready. Who is the founder of the International Toastmasters Club? Anyone? You need to sit down to answer. Okay, let's skip the Toastmasters then. Okay, okay. Members? किसी का भी toast members का? Yes, yes, sure. No, wait. Let's keep two questions for guests. Yeah. So, can you name any member's name, Toastmaster member's name? Okay. Yes. Sorry. Nitish and I said two members.
Come on, you can do it. Come on. Come on. You talk to me so many times. Come on.
Okay. Okay. So next question, for guests again. First preference for guests. So could you name any one founder of the DET DET Toastmaster of India? Club? No, for guests. Oh, sorry, DET Toastmaster of Hubli. You guess. Next question. Okay. Let's skip. Next. Okay. So the answer is okay. Okay, yes. In iron. Okay. Okay, let's skip the questions and it is accessible to all. Not accessible, sorry. Open to all. Okay. Who was the mentor of Ishan? Ishan should not answer. Okay. Khushi? Name. I need the name. If someone else remembers it. Okay. Okay. It's Dr. Shubhangi More. Right? Okay, another question is what was the group name of the Sandeep's ITO? Yes, he did. Yes.
Two of these will be fine. Two of these will be
Okay, next question. What does fintech stand for? I see Khushi sitting first. So, sorry, answer. Financial technology. Only two questions remain. So, okay. Something dash is waiting for you. No, let's give it. Okay. I didn't know. Okay. Another question. What were the subjects or information that Sanvi would remove when she wait, let me finish the question. When she would become the education minister. Okay. Okay, ma'am. Yes. Huh? It's okay. I requested for one. Thank you, everyone.
That's all about my Taggle team's report. I'll come back to my general evaluator where I'll evaluate complete whole meeting. So the very first meeting started at 6:18. I request everybody to come on time. Even I was a bit late to the meeting. I'll try to make sure that I'll be on time by the next meeting. And even there were other few members who were late, try to come early. Next, presidential address by Toastmaster Nitish. It was actually energetic and body language was there. The one thing which I would like to suggest you is that whenever you're giving the expression, try to express your words. If you're doing expressing some happiness, then try to give a smile face rather than try to note that. And the next thing is say Sandeep open the meeting with the high energy, and I felt that fluency was bit missing. And whenever you're talking on the stage, don't try to have a good contact on each and every member. Was presenting her speech. If somebody is doing presentation, try to assemble the meeting in this way or in this way. It doesn't look good when we are shifting the chairs to this side and to this side. It doesn't feel good. I request Sandeep to note it and just thank you. And I come across that in the hall during the meeting. might be whatever important thing, try to be in the hall. Once the meeting is over, you can. As Toastmaster of the day was Toastmaster Mahmadhusen. He did a great job. It was interactive. I felt that energy was needed. The fluency was good. Your interactive was good, but eye contact and bit of was there. Energy was needed. You have a great fluency. Try to come up with a high energy which feels attractive to the audience and even in your friends. I saw that there were too much of cross talk. I request Toastmaster Nandessh. During the meeting, there are a lot of people who were doing cross talks and all. Even at this side, even at this side, I request not to talk over there. I don't want to take anybody's name, but you talk. And word of the day was not written on the board. As a grammarian, you could have informed to the president or to the SA before. It should be help the audience to know what was the exact word of the day. And I request Toastmaster Eshan not to talk within the meeting. If you are an extrovert person, try to be out of Toastmaster, not within the Toastmaster. If you are extrovert, well and good. But every time being that doesn't feel good. As next the speaker segment, as first Eashan given his icebreaker speech. It was a very creative, well structured, high energy, and much of interaction. Great thing. But one suggestion I would like to give is from the start to the end of the speech, don't be with a complete high energy. Sometimes high energy, sometimes it's a low, and soft, which helps the audience to listen more and be calm again. And the second speaker, that is Sanvi, started very great that leadership can't be taught but can be learned. That was an amazing quote. And again, one suggestion I would like to give is your words, your fluency was too good, but the only one suggestion is don't try to look down. Try to see the audience, and eye contact was not so proper. Do it in an speech. And the other one thing was when you said the last quote in your speech, try to emphasize it more. Try to be a bit louder and eye contact in a very proper way, which gives a great note to the speaker. It was very well structured and very informative. I felt that at least few of body language and hand gestures were needed. Except that it was amazing. And next segment, that is table topic session. Toastmaster Pranav. Topics were amazing and interactive too. The only one, the two suggestions which I would like to give is fluency. Whenever you speak, your words are good, but fluency is missing. And whenever you're speaking, don't try to call bhaiya or anything like that. If you speak something in Hindi, try to translate in English, which we exactly follow in Toastmasters. And with a few people, the serial, like how we follow in Toastmasters, name, topic, name was said, but with a few members, it wasn't proper. So do implement in your next speech. And Toastmaster Eshan as a table topic speaker, nice speech. You've taken the topic so well. The only suggestion is your energy bit low, and try to make your energy bit low, so that you are amazing. And the second speaker was Preeti. As usual, she took topics so well. Whenever she comes on the stage, her speech and her expression is completely balanced and very well structured. She always inspires with a moral or with a conclusion, whatever she speaks on the topic. That's so great. And next speaker was Toastmaster Nitish. Great take on the topic. Though the topic was a bit tough to talk on it, but Nitish took so well. The only suggestion I would like to give again was body language and a bit proper eye contact. That's it. And even during take on the topic by Toastmaster Nitish, I saw that Eshan was interacting with the speakers and with the guests. Please note it what happened. And guest Sanvi, being a guest, she didn't feel like she was a guest. She took topic so well. There wasn't no pauses, but nice speech. Thank you. And next was guest Sohil. So he was a bit nervous, but Sufiyan. Okay, fine. Okay. Guest Sufiyan speak on the topic so well, and though he said only 2 to 3 statements, but you come on the stage as a first time and you did a great job. And Toastmaster Sandeep as a tabletop speaker again, he spoke on the topic so well. And the one suggestion which I would like to give again was you said that which is very very necessary, which was also said like was necessary. And guest Varsh, as he was a past tabletop speaker in the last meeting, he spoke on the topic so well. Being a small little child, he doesn't feel like he's a very first to the Toastmasters platform, and he took on the topic so well, and his words were amazing. And guest Rishi, he was also confident and explained the topic in his very own experiences. Kudos to you. And next speaker was Toastmaster Ruchita. As the topic was completely related to her life, she spoke on the topic so well. And next, this was all about table topic session. And next was a break. And I think the 2 to 3 minutes was delayed when we all are down, and coming back to the hall was a bit late. And again, Toastmaster Ruchita as an evaluator of Sandeep, very well evaluation, well structured. And next, Toastmaster Nandessh evaluator. Toastmaster Nandesh's evaluator was Toastmaster Nandessh was the evaluator of Eashan. Your report was crisp. I feel demonstrating with the example was needed. Except that, it was good. And the third speaker's evaluator, that is Toastmaster Afaq. As he's an encyclopedia of a club and a very new word that is unsung hero of our DET Toastmasters, he took evaluation in a very structured way and on point with the examples. Next, Taggle team report. Timer was Toastmaster Pratham. His report was crisp. The only one suggestion I would like to give is, during the meeting, you didn't raise the card properly. You were just showing it here. Try to be a bit high. And the second role was Toastmaster Nandessh as an counter. As it was on spot taking up the role, you did a great job. But try to make it even with the examples or in a creative way. And Toastmaster Raghav, your report was crisp. And the only one suggestion I would like to give is be a bit louder. That's it. And Toastmaster Fida as a listener role, it was interactive and creative way, as you made a change by standing up and answering when you sit. Again, one note to you is body language was somewhere missing. Try to use the stage properly. This is all about my general evaluation, and I request whatever I have told to each and every member or to somebody who have got to know about themselves, please try to implement in your next speech, which helps the meeting to run smoothly. And try to be formal in the meeting, and out of meeting you can be in whatever way you are, in a proper way, in a right way. So this is all about my general evaluation report. Back to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mahmadhusen.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amrutha, for your detailed and elaborate evaluation. I hope everybody makes sure that they work on it, that we can have better meetings from now onwards. So, as the Toastmaster of the day, I've taken up this role for the 3rd time. So, it was great coming here and speaking on the theme, introducing members. It was a great experience. So, now I would like to... Okay. The voting link has been shared in the group. I request everyone to vote, and I think it is shared in the guest groups. Yeah, so it will be shared in, yeah, it's been shared in the guest groups as well. If you are a part of DT Toastmasters guest group, so just take a minute and vote for the speakers and the role takers. So now I would like to hand over the stage back to our president, Toastmaster Nitish.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mahmadhusen. Except Toastmaster Khushi, you are all using the phones, please. For 2 minutes, I request you to off your phone. Please. Okay. Can we take this meeting forward? I have some of the announcements. First announcement is, it is a request from my side and from the ESCOM side. Let us follow the discipline in the club. This is the most important. I understand we have our professional lives or the personal life. We come here for a relaxation, but let us follow the Toastmasters guidelines. Because this Toastmasters is not a 1 year or 2 year organization, it is a 100 years organization. Please, if so it is happening further, we will discuss with the ESCOM and we might opt for the penalty. Can we please? If it is taking further, we might opt for the penalty. Second is, I have been seeing too much of the cross talks. This is not really acceptable because guests are in the meeting and this could really make indisciplinary action in the club. Can we all take a oath? Can we all please stand and take the oath? Yes, you can sit, please. Yes, you can take a seat. We will not. It is for you, man. It is not for you. Okay. So we will not cross talk in the club. We will not go in and out of the club. We will not use the mobiles in the club. Thank you. Only speak in English. You should only speak in English because you have seen many Hindi words have been used. Only English. Please take your seat. And a small advice to all the role takers. Let us see that the president seat is here. Next comes the general evaluator, the Toastmaster of the day. So any discussions can happen here. Next comes timer. If possible, you can sit next to the president so that it is visible to the speaker. And any toggle roles, please avoid the back seat. If possible, please take the front seat. Are we good to go this? Fine. And the last announcement. This has been a fourth meeting we are starting late. Today it has been 6 minutes late. Request every role takers to be on time. If possible, Thursday, if you are waking up at 6 o'clock, try to wake up at 5:30. Only on Thursdays. This is my humble request. So that you can be 15 minutes earlier. Okay? This is what the announcements are. I call upon the Toastmaster of the day, General Evaluator, Table Topic Master, VP Education is not there. So let us give the awards. The best role player goes to Toastmaster Amrutha. No,
Best speaker award goes to
good, good. Fast, fast.
so the best topic.
Amrutha. Go, go, go. No, sit, let them come. Taggle roll.
The best evaluator goes
It takes a lot of courage to be on stage for that 2 minutes. We have something special awards for the guest. I request guest Varsh, guest Rusheel, guest Sufiyan, and guest Sanvi to be on stage. Rusheel. You have a name? Yeah. That's it. That's it. No, that's fine. Okay, thank you. Please be there. Come. Congratulations. Congratulations. Please be there for the photo. No, who is Varsh? Who is Varsh here? Okay, fine. So, what is written Varsh? Okay. The last meeting awards have been pending. Let me announce quickly. Evaluator Toastmaster Ruchita. Taggle role player was Toastmaster Pranav, and role player was Amrutha. Ruchita. Pranav. Congratulations. Thank you. Can we all have for a group photo? Ma'am, please. We have a